Hi, it's Kimmy here from Scrap Therapy. I wanted to do a little video and show you how to make this beautiful card using Mylar and alcohol inks. And I'm kind of tipping it up and down just because of the glare of the fluorescent lights in the store, and I want you to be able to see the colors in here. So Deanna has done card classes recently, and this was one of them using the Mylar sheets and alcohol inks. And she showed this technique, which is really simple and gives such a beautiful look to the card. So those two different cards are using the exact same technique as what I'm going to use to show you this one today. So for those other cards, she used silver Mylar, and for this one, I am going to use yellow Mylar. And when I first opened this and kind of saw it in the package, I thought, well, it's very sunny and beautiful and bright, but I kind of wanted to tone it down a bit and see if I could change the color. And sure enough, I can. So I'm showing it to you on white paper because that's how you see the most amount of color. So what we're going to do is just put that down, and I'm just putting it on a piece of paper towel just so it's easier to clean up my craft mat. And I'm going to be using 4 different colors of alcohol inks. So cranberry, pink sherbet, teakwood, and gold. So gold is a mixative and you need to shake it. You can hear there's a marble, a metal marble at the bottom, and so it shakes it and mixes all the color together. So I'm going to use my blending tool and I'm going to put a bit of color on. So, hang on. Before I do that, and I almost always forget this step, you want to take a sanding block and just give that a really light sand, just all the way around, and that is going to help the inks just to really adhere and stick to the Mylar. Okay, so here we go. So now I'm going to take some of the ink, and I'm going to start out by just putting on the shell pink. Sorry, it's not shell pink, it's pink sherbet, and also the cranberry. So I'm going like that, and then I'm going to just take and I'm just going to drag that color just back and forth across the Mylar. I'm going to put my finger in the middle because I'm going to put something there anyways to cover it, and then this way I get ink all the way to the edges of my Mylar. Okay, so I've got it just like that. Looks pretty cool already. But I'm going to add some more ink. So now I'm going to take some of the teakwood, add it to the same pad, and some of the gold. And then I'm also going to add some of the cranberry again, and again a little bit of the pink sherbet, because lots of that pink sherbet and cranberry has come off already when we did the first little sweep. So the reason I did the first sweep is I just wanted a base of color on the yellow Mylar. So now I'm going to take it and I'm just going to pounce it down and kind of turn it and kind of keep turning and pouncing and turning and pouncing and go all the way around on my Mylar. When you're doing this with alcohol ink, there's no way to get it exactly the same time after time. Just because you're going to put the ink in a different spot and you're going to have a little bit different concentration colors, and so it's pretty impossible to duplicate it exactly. But there it is, just like that, just pouncing it on. Now if I felt like I wanted a bit more brown, it's just not quite dark enough, I can just go back and add some brown, and I'm just going to pounce that into a few places. Now you don't want to go so far that you lose any color and it starts to look like mud. So you can go too far. And if you do, take some of your blending solution and pour it on top and just wipe it clean and start over. But there it is. Now I'm going to put it on a piece of white paper because then it's just really easy to see all the color that I've got going on in there. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside and let that dry, and I am going to just push my inks out of the way, and I'm going to show you now I've got the next step already done. So this one is the exact same technique, the yellow Mylar, and it's dry. I've just got it ready for you. So I'm using Sequang double-sided tape. I find that is the best to keep the Mylar onto the card. Other adhesives are probably not going to stick as well. So I am doing a 5-inch square, and I am going to apply it to a 5-inch square of white cardstock. And I don't, here we go, I don't know why. All right, there we go. I'm kind of off a little bit. I'd have to trim that. Okay. Oh, and I also wanted to show you the embossing folder that I'm using for this one. It's a Spellbinders, and it's called an Embossability because it's a reversible embossing folder. So I've put it through on this side, and I get this look here with that shape in the center. But you can also, so you put your Mylar in here, go like that, zip it through the machine. But you can also do the other side. So put your Mylar in here, fold it back this way, zip it through the machine, and instead you're going to get this shape that we have here. Okay? So I'm going to take, and then what I did is I put a piece of white cardstock through the folder. And I just did a piece that was just a little bit bigger than this label in the center, ran that through the embossing machine, and then popped that out. And the reason I did that is because I couldn't find a die that was exactly the same shape, and I just love the shape. But because it's embossed, it's really easy to cut out around the edge with some scissors. And so I just fussy cut around there. It was really simple, and it gave me that shape there, which will now sit on top of here perfectly and just look so beautiful. So I also used the IO, so Impression Obsession dies, to cut out my birthday wishes. I cut it out of a red cardstock, and then I heat embossed it with clear embossing powder. So I've already got stickies on the back ready for us, and so that is going to sit on the inside right there, just like that. All right, now I've got a card almost ready with the next step. I've taken it and I've attached it to some orange cardstock, and I've also done the first original one. I had done it with red, so I just wanted to be able to show you the difference between the red and the orange, so you can really pick up on both colors. So let's put this here. Oh, I'm off a tiny bit. And I'm using foam squares in behind my label just to pop it up. Okay? Then I'm going to take and I'm going to put a bow on like this. This is one of my favorite little bows to put, and I'm going to show you how to do that. It is a 7-inch piece of ribbon that I've mitered on each end, fold it over, take a piece of twine and just tie it in the center, put a bow, and we're going to stick that right on. So I am going to stick that on with my hot glue gun that has very little glue left in it, and just stick that on right there. All right, and then I've got some flowers ready, and I'm going to first put a piece of cheesecloth on. So I've just got a piece of cheesecloth just cut and ready to go. I'm going to just use a Zot to put that on right there. A little glue with my Zot, okay, a little cheesecloth. And then I'm going to take and put this orange flower here. And again, I'm just going to use the Zot to stick that on. And if you find that the Zot doesn't hold it, it's just not strong enough, you can always use your glue gun, but sometimes it's nice just to use the Zot and not worry about burning your fingers. So you just stick that glue on there, and then now I'm going to stick that on right here. And I'm going to finish it off by tucking in some white leaves. So I cut here at the base of this one, and I'm going to tuck that one in there. that one in there. And I will glue these, and in there, and in there. And then the last thing I did was I put on a few little butterflies right here. So I'll glue those after, but I just wanted to show you what it looked like. So there it is, super quick and easy. So that one is done with the orange matting, and this one is done with the red matting. And look at how quick and easy it was to do those cards. So I'll probably trim this down a little bit and kind of fiddle with it, but I just wanted to show you how easy it is to make this card using the Mylar and the alcohol inks. I hope you're inspired to try this today. Check out our Facebook page, Scrap Therapy Prince George, and also our website, scraptherapy.ca. Happy scrapping!